I love it when a plan comes together. And conversely, and probably unnecessarily, I should add that I do not love it when a plan does not come together. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Xaereth Prevails, a Grand Arena story. We're in the 3v3 season, folks, and if you remember, my last 3v3 season was fairly abysmal, at least in terms of overall record, so we're going to try to change that. We're going to have a redemption season, but we're starting in the top 100, so all my opponents are going to be completely ridiculous. My opponent this time placed all of the level 3, which they're actually level 5, turn meter mods, not mods, datacrons on defense. It's something. So here's the situation. Facing Charles Hungous. I don't know what that implies. They're from the Shadowlands Guild, though, guild family. You can see we have both are in the top 100, and he's a little bit higher than mine. And yeah, it's a little bit crazy, guys. We have about the same GP. I do have an advantage in mods here, which is nice. Relics, he has the advantage in 7, 8, and 9 levels, which is probably more telling, more fancy than me. The datacrons are the things that make the biggest difference here, though. I actually, when this was taken, it said 7, but I believe I only had 5 relic 9 or level 9 datacrons, whereas my opponent did have his 9, and then he has, look at how many the level 3s. Don't tell the full story, guys. They're mostly level 5s, and they are almost all of them the bonus turn meter. Like light side characters get 25% bonus turn meter, so it's quite the thing, folks. The defense that I placed was a somewhat uninspired mess. I'm trying to only keep a couple Galactic Legends on defense. We're gonna mix it up a lot this season, but last season I went too hard on defense, and it really cost me, really cost me. So we're gonna go a little lighter on defense this season, at least on some of my matches, and see how it goes. And this is my initial attempt. So we have the CLS team with the fancy datacron. We have Starkiller down in the front, with Rey with the huge hit datacron in the back, and then we have the full bastard Darth Revan. We have got okay teams. None of them are truly inspired, really, but you got to start somewhere in the season. None of the teams are bad. They're all decently modded, at least. My opponent placed, as I was telling you, all the datacrons. Look at this. This front zone, the bottom front, has 4 level 9 crons, guys. 4 of them. Mon Mothma's Commander Luke. We've got the stun cron with Aayla with bonus turns when she stuns, and Jedi Knight Luke. Now, one thing I should tell you before we go any further is my opponent went through and destroyed my defense so efficiently. He ended up dropping 18 total banners. That includes fleet, which is an impossible score almost. I'm gonna have to look at the replay. Like, it doesn't matter if he kept all of his Galactic Legends or not. That is a just straight up bonkers score. I was shocked out of my mind. Never had anyone be that efficient against me at any point, which is crazy. He'd messaged me before we matched up. He's like, "Hey, I'm a big fan," which is nice, but then he dropped that score on me, which was not nice. Up top, the same thing, guys. All of these are the plus turn meter boost on all of them, guys. Plus turn meter, plus 25% turn meter. Here's the thing, though. I said at the start of the season, I thought I would be able to solve a defense that had a bunch of bonus turn meter like this, and I was almost entirely correct. So before we jump into the fighting, just want to remind you guys, if you want to support the channel for free, all you've got to do, like, subscribe, comment, something like that. Help me mount the algorithm. You can even ride the algorithm, guys. Even you can ride the algorithm. You just have to mount it first. Just mount it. Mount it good. So, let's do it, guys. Let's go. Let's do it to it, shall we? Alright, so remember, we have to pinch all the banners we can, which means not taking extra characters to anything. So, we have Lord Vader here against CLS, and remember, CLS has the level 9 Cron, where he just, every time someone goes, he just gets to assist, and it's scary. He just, every time someone hits, he hits too, and you can see we're not doing great. I figured this would be a cakewalk. Like, you can beat the Commander Luke teams. Like in 5v5 you can solo a Commander Luke team with Lord Vader. Clearly, he's not gonna put up with his dad's crap though. So I'm looking at what confusion does, and if it prevents me from healing or what is going on here. It doesn't prevent me from healing. I'm just not stealing enough health or something, because we're in the red. This is it's pretty dicey, folks, but we finally get into our big ult. We can heal a little bit. Chewpio dies of sadness. Luke dies, and we get a 68. No problems. All right. here's the level 9 Mon Mothma Cron. Now remember that this Mon Mothma one is maybe not the very best. It's not my favorite anyways. Mostly because all it does, I think she has to use a basic, and her whole team gets 25% turn meter, which is nice, of course, but it's nothing compared to promoting your buddy, your worthless guy, up to commander immediately. You guys will see that in a little bit, I believe. So, yeah, take him out. All right, cool. So we're +1 total banner now. Alright, so let me pause this for 1 second, guys. This is an important interaction. So, really fast Luke, remember, he's got the level 9 Cron on him, where he just takes 1,000,000 bonus turns if he gets a turn. And I don't have anything that can, like, we have to use a Galactic Legend on this, or we're just sunk. Or, I found kind of a loophole, though. This is the reason I stopped putting Jedi Knight Luke on defense, actually, guys, is because Maul can handle this team, at least this version. If General Kenobi is here, it changes things. But Old Ben just makes it easy, because Maul starts with 5 stacks of Anguish instead of 3 whenever Kenobi is here, whenever a Kenobi is present. So in this case, we don't need to have 2 characters that are faster and take a turn. We just need Watt. So we have Watt go. He's going to give a tech to one of them. It doesn't matter, it's a special. That'll trigger Maul's Frenzy, which means he'll go, even though Shaak T's 360 something speed, and with that turn meter Cron, she's actually well in excess of 400 speed. Like, we can't catch her, and once she goes, she's gonna send Luke into a frenzy that butchers the whole kingdom. So, whatever that means. So we're gonna have, well, the thing is, Watt still gets a bonus turn at the start. That means he goes before any turn meter, any speed, anything. He's going to go first, and Maul only needs 1 turn. So, you can see, Maul has 5 stacks, and, you know, normally you're like, well, don't spend everything in one place, or whatever, but I'm like, you should just kill Luke here. And there we go, we even have 1 stack to spare, which is fancy as hell. Alright, what do we do with it? Because here's the thing, Shaak T does have Retribution. I was like, man, maybe we could just take her out here. We got kind of close. Oh, we did get her, actually. Yay for us. Alright, so Old Ben still does have his Cron, of course. So that's something. Yeah, he just gives Canderous a little taparoo. And because Canderous is taunting, look at all this damage he's doing. This is crazy, man. Come on, Walt, what you gonna do, bud? Give him the shield tech or something. There you go. Now I'm trying to figure out a way to not kill Old Ben, because we want to heal Canderous. But we killed him. So we dropped 2. We dropped 2. So we got +1 for Vader solo. We dropped 2 for this. So we're -1 right now. Alright, let's use Sith Eternal to counter his General Skywalker. They started with a bunch of turn meter as well. Everyone starts with turn meter, guys. Turn meter spam. It's an ugly thing. Ugly thing. You guys have seen me do this a lot. I should probably have fast forwarded a little bit more. But instead I'm going to take a drink, you guys can watch him slowly. So this is, keep in mind, this is the one use. Once you unlock Sith Eternal and you don't have his ult, you can kill General Skywalker all day without the ult. You don't need the ult. The Link is nice, but you still have Link. You just don't get the ult. Just trying to time it, guys, so that we're pinching every single banner. Every banner matters. So do the big hit. All right, Skywalker's going. He's got all this health steal, but we're lapping him a lot. Goodbye. 59. Wonderful. So that's +2. That means that we're +1 for the zone so far. Alright, guys. So this is pretty old school. I really like this, actually. This is the stun Cron on Aayla, which means that whenever someone does a special, it automatically stuns. So if that happens to Thrawn, then yes, he will be stunned. However, otherwise, like Traya and Nihilus, yeah, they'll be stunned, but Traya will just, yeah. See, Thrawn is stunned. That's not cool. But I mean, there's a lot going on here, guys. The reason it's old school is we're using Thrawn here to get ahead of Padme. And so we hand the turn to Traya. Traya puts Isolate on Padme, which means that her friends can't get courage from her, which is like, that's the only source of courage. So that means she's not going to be one-shotting us. And so now, you can see I'm kind of playing with my food. I could have just destroyed Padme there. If I just wanted a quick win, that's what I would have done. But I want to get max banners here, guys. Remember, we're pinching banners. We're trying to play efficiency because my opponent got a crazy score. So we're just trying. We're biding our time. And remember, Thrawn could fracture, but what he really wants to do is get turn meter. Not turn meter. I mean, he just wants to be able to heal protection. His own and one of his friends. And then eventually we can annihilate Padme and get the win. But we've got more than half of our time remaining, and this works against the old school Padme teams too. You just want to isolate Padme. If you can engineer it so that if your Thrawn is fast enough, which mine is clearly, then all you got to do, you hand the turn to Traya, isolate Padme because there's no pre-taunt on this team, at least on this version, and then you just you go to town. You can fracture people you control. But the isolate on Padme is really helpful. Okay, so we're actually +1 for that zone from the soft max. And my opponent didn't place any Galactic Legends, folks. No Galactic Legends. Just a bunch of really fast, awesome teams. Okay, so we're going to do Hux here against Jedi Training Rey. Trying to find... so, keep in mind, guys, this is another fast team. Tons of turn meter. Tons of turn meter. But Hux doesn't care because he starts with advantage, and now he doesn't have it. But the advantage, like, they don't gain bonus turn meter under him. And because First Order TIE Pilot is boosting their speed so much, you get to just wipe out BB-8 immediately. And then we almost killed Rey before unfortunate things happen. I'm still trying to learn how to use this this Omicron. But yeah, you can see things that they start getting a little bit more momentum here going in. I'm trying to remember, there is kind of a way to regenerate your health and protection. Okay, so we're -2 here. That means we're -1 from the soft max so far. Remember, my opponent's -18, but we have killed 6 teams. We're approaching it, guys. We're 1/3 of the way done, and we're -1 total. All right, so this is a little bit of a blunder. I'll just give you that tiny spoiler here, guys. So this Vader team is like, I got lucky. Look at that ability block. That's a 55% chance to get ability block to go on Vader, and we needed that. That was very important, in fact. Okay, killed Sith. That was only Relic 8 Sith Empire Trooper, but it took forever to get through. Here's the thing. So we have to punch Vader in order to take a turn. in order for, you know, because Talon was hiding, and then we gave Vader so much turn meter for that. I mean, 51. And if he had been able to go without that ability block, he'd have just merciless massacred us. Okay, so let's see. We're using Mon Mothma here, and K2. Remember, we have the relic, or the level 9 data Cron, so we have a commander already. And you'll note how how much damage we're doing, guys. Like, we're not used to doing this much. There's only relic 5 on K2 and Cassian. I guess you guys will be like, only that much, but it is like that's it. That's you know, for the people I face, relic 5 is, you know, it's pretty commonplace. So. Anyways, got to take out you guys have seen me do this a million times, but not with this Datacron. And so, normally we like have a lot more time to kind of just slowly ease our way through. You can see all of our health and protection, though, are not in a good place. And then look how fast Grievous is dropping now, guys. Like, we're doing too much damage. It's actually fairly disturbing. Like, we're going to kill him here. We dropped 3 banners. So we're suddenly in trouble. It's like we dropped what, another 6, so we're -7, dropped another 3, so we're -10 at this point. So we can only drop 8 if we want to tie this guy. All right, so here's another interaction that I thought was interesting that you guys should check out. So Dash is already faster than anyone on my team here. That's a problem, obviously. And then he gets the plus 25% turn meter boost. So he gets plus 25 or plus 20 speed, plus 25 turn meter boost from his Datacron. And so what I did was I took Basti lead because she gives her team 15% turn meter. And then I also gave them the Datacron as well, to give them 40% turn meter. And after doing the math, Basti was the only one who was fast enough to go. She was the only one who was faster than Dash or Qi'ra. We need to go first. We need to take out that Qi'ra, or that Dash, before he can do all of his crazy debuffs. And I actually took the old Ben Cron here, thinking that that would work, but I forgot that he's only Relic 5 at this point, so he doesn't get the level, the level 9 benefit at this point. So I thought that was going to help, because once his taunt goes away, remember, he auto-taunts with Basti for 1 turn, and then I thought he'd reduce everyone's turn meter, but that doesn't happen. I thought that was going to happen, that's why I brought him. But the idea is, Basti is going to go first. After doing all the math, you guys can watch the turn meter percentage video that I did a while ago on how to calculate that. She goes first, she calls Yoda, because Yoda's not fast enough. I don't have super fast mods on him. And because Yoda gains 40% turn meter, when he does a basic on someone with more than 50% health, he gained enough turn meter to go before Dash, which puts us into this position where he gets a turn before Dash as well. He does an AoE, so he gets his bonus turn, and then don't give the buffs out, because then Dash will take a turn before him. But we took him out, got the stun on Qi'ra, and remember, we have all this bonus protection too. So, you know, even if Scion of Django gets a turn, that, like, we're able to see, he does his AoE, and that's not fun. Well, maybe fun for him, but I mean, all the bonus protection was good to go. So, gosh, these transitions are super fast. All right, here's another way to pinch some banners, folks. So we got a leaderless scoundrel team. I actually have this exact team on defense as well. And so this nest doesn't have super high tenacity, which is nice, because now we can go in and, I mean, we could probably just one-shot her, frankly, between Luke and Revan. Oh, I think I put some good potency on them too. I don't know if they have a Cron right now, actually. I have to check. But remember, we're able to just take Nest out fairly easily, because Jedi Revan is able to help reduce her max health by 10% every time they do a basic to her, and it procs against whatever tenacity she has. And now I guess we'll go for Kuiil. Remember, we're doing a 2-man here because we need to pinch banners, and Jedi Revan's great for regenerating the banners if there's only 2 characters, because especially if the other character has their own natural assist call, which Luke does. Not to mention, Luke also gives himself the ability to hit back, which also heals under Jedi Revan lead. You get 20% health and protection back. So I'm trying to find a way to call Jedi Revan to assist one more time. Get our banners. All right, cool. We got a banner back, guys. That was great. So we're -9 now. And we're gonna use Wampa here against Sortie. You guys have seen me do this against a 5v5 team. So 3v3 is a little easier even still. Remember, there's ludicrous speed here, as you might imagine. But that's fine. Wampa don't care. He just goes in and pummels you. He takes the first hit like a champ, and then apparently, okay, so you kill L3. Remember, there's the spare parts thing where it prevents any, like, you can't even disintegrate someone. You can't even use Annihilate on someone and have them fully die from that. So, all right, we gotta take out T3 when T3 pokes his little circular head out, which is the VIP. And now you can see I hit auto. And yeah, it just takes a little bit. Takes a little bit, but not too long, I suppose. Yeah, we're just doing our thing, doing our wamping thing. Just wamping the crap out of her. And then every once in a while I stop the auto just to make sure I can refresh my AoE. So we get the bonus protection to stick around. We're just trying to ramp damage, guys. That's all we're trying to do. I think she actually had a decent tenacity too. Alright, so another +1. I think we're at +8, or -8 now. Now, okay, so here's the issue, folks. Well, yeah, okay, I'll tell you right now. So, I made a huge mistake. Like, what, man, this is just embarrassing. I thought that you had to kill Jin before you could kill Raddus. It's the other way around. If Jin is with Raddus, you have to kill Raddus, then kill Jin. I was sure it was the other way around. I was so sure that this entire battle is predicated on that. So we're just trying to focus down Jin here, guys. Try to get past that taunt, and we should be trying to kill Raddus, who is way squishier. And look at that! It would have killed Jin, except. Yeah, and then I couldn't fathom, like, my mind couldn't wrap around the idea that we have to kill Raddus first. So I'm reading their kits, and it doesn't actually say anywhere. And I can't look it up. I'm on my phone. I'm in a hotel room. And I'm like, okay, like, what are we going to do? Like, maybe we should just kill Scarif Rebel Pathfinder real quick? I don't know. And I just... Have you ever believed something so strongly that you're like, yeah, like... I'm probably not wrong here. Like, I couldn't be wrong here. I mean, it's just embarrassing to see this, guys, because I think oh my gosh. Oh man, regaining our banners, doing all this stuff, trying to figure out, like, how do I even beat this team? Like, I can't kill Jin, and I have to kill Jin before I can kill Raddus. And, like, the really obvious answer is... Oh yeah, I'm like, hey, maybe now... At the end, I finally realized. So, okay, there's the loss for us. Damn it all, I'm... so embarrassed by that, guys. We could have gotten the win. Like, I just... And that comes from inexperience. I haven't faced Raddus yet. So, man, I am just embarrassed, guys. I don't know what to say. All right, we got +1 banner. I mean, we're done though. My guy, we'd already dropped. We already 8 like, unless we can save somehow 10 total banners. Oh, and then I didn't even show how I killed Raddus. I used bounty hunters and just lost straight up. So we dropped another 10. So that's -30 from that. So we're -38, and we're not coming back from that. We can't. And then what did I even use to beat it? I don't even remember, guys. I just forgot to record it. So unfortunately, we don't even get to see the vengeance of it all. Like, I don't remember what I used. I really don't. Alright, Spring Leader Kylo. Yay, we killed the Inquisitors. But the damage is done. The damage is done. Alright. We have a Kenobi team against this Maul squad. And I was like, you know what? May as well just take double Kenobis here for funsies. And then what I should have done here was I should have just put damage immunity onto Kenobi because I knew they were going to hit him. Why wouldn't I? We can bide our time a little bit here. Like, we can play the longer game. But, I mean, at this point, I knew I had lost. So, you know, a little bit despondent. I'd messaged my opponent. He was a good sport about it. He you know, he had been paying attention, clearly, because when I messaged him, he hit me right back. He messaged me right back. So, we dropped one here. Probably could have gotten max banners there, but, I mean, at this point, it's kind of pointless. But, the ships, we may as well. Let's go do our ships, guys. Let's do our ships, okay? Time to do ships. Ships time. Alright. So, we'll use Malevolence here. And more, I think that I like the use. I mean, I do like Sunfac here to be able to stun every once in a while. That is nice, but I kind of like having Soldier assisting all the time. Soldier's a fun little addition to all of this. Gauntlet, on the other hand, can go to hell, man. This build is so scary. It really is. This is the scariest build, in my opinion. Which is why I run that. I run it sometimes. People lose to it sometimes on defense. So, alright, take out TIE Interceptor. I mean, it's just a... You gotta take out Bomber. I mean, that's always every strategy against this fleet hinges around killing Bomber first. Like, you can't... Everything's designed to keep Bomber alive. Now, why didn't I stun Vader there? I don't know why I didn't do that. Alright. Chimera, so the bad thing about running Malevolence against this is Chimera always gets the big hit off on you. There's just not a way to avoid it, unfortunately. So, man, because I ended last 3v3 so poorly, and then we just lose this. 64. I probably could have gotten better banners if I just, man, just sucks. Okay, apparently I cut some of that off. They just tried to nuke my Biston as per usual with Poe. Not okay. I keep thinking, what if I get Poe to Relic 8? Like, how many Bistons would he be able to just nuke right off the bat? Like, I don't know. I need to think about these things. Okay. 74. We got one back. Yay. I mean, it's not enough, of course, but we got Malevolence here, which is why we kept the Negotiator. I like using Negotiator against the Chimera builds, but if you do something like this, which is smart of my opponent, he forced me to want to use my Negotiator against this Malevolence build. So, good on him for, you know, forcing me into a situation I don't want to be in. You know, because then it's always going to be ugly banners using Malevolence against their Chimera. But then you can, on the inverse, on the whatever, the flip side of it, you can also get good banners with Negotiator, usually against Malevolence. Okay, so they have the FU Bomber here, which I guess is okay. I guess let's just send some bombs their way. I don't know. I don't freaking know, guys. They're doing a lot more damage than they usually can, though. And I probably messed up at this point. I'm just mashing buttons. I just want to be done. Alright, 70 banners. We dropped a couple, but whatever. So, alright, we lost. We lost. Lost by a lot. Lost by 33, it looks like. Let's go to the final thoughts, folks, shall we? Let's do that as soon as possible. Whoa, I don't know what you guys saw, if you saw that horse or not, but... Alright, good match to my opponent. Man, he cleared me so efficiently. He kept all 7 GLs. All 7 of them. And Darth Raddus, I mean, he was so efficient. And it's so discouraging. Like, the most he dropped, like, he dropped like 6 on one fight against Starkiller, and that's it. So, clearly my defenses need to change. But there's such a weird, like, it's like the most cheese defense possible, and yet not. Like, with all the Datacrons, he just had so many levels of Datacron. I struggled. But my biggest thing, guys, I think I could have won this, or at least made it way closer, if I had just known about Raddus and Jin, and that's my own fault. Not blaming a single other person. I'm not complaining about it. The reality is that it could have been a much closer match if I had known that, because I don't think there's a scenario where Bam Honshu lose against that Raddus team, at least with the relic levels involved, if I had just killed Raddus first. If I had known to do that, no issues. Like, you know, the Whistling Birds probably would have killed Raddus, and then no revives, and I would have coasted into some decent banners. But that didn't happen, and now it's too late. So, huge props to my opponent. That was a really well-constructed defense. He won this next match, too. We don't know how he's going to do in the finals yet, but good on him. Congratulations. Very classy person. He's like, oh, well, you still always have my Prime sub on Twitch, which I really appreciate as well. Datacrons, man, they impact things, but I don't know. I found ways around all of their turn meter shenanigans, guys, and all of the Datacrons. I found ways to be adaptive and get through it without my own crazy Datacrons. I mean, I had a few crazy Datacrons, that's for sure, but it wasn't too crazy. Oh, you know what I beat that team with, by the way? I just remembered. I think I used Padme with the Aayla Cron, with the Aayla stun Cron. I think that's what I ended up using on Raddus. So, you know, that was fancy. At any rate, guys, no excuses. We lost. My own stupid fault. Yes, he spent a bunch of money on Datacrons. He has a way better, you know, stash of Datacrons. That's fine. But I found ways around them, and then I lost because of my ignorance. You can't blame anyone for your own ignorance. Like, that's your own damn fault. So, if you're gonna go blame someone for your loss, go blame yourself, guys. You can always find some way that you could have done better. Always find some way that you could have done better. So, I'm gonna call it good here, folks. The next match is a rematch against someone. It's another efficiency fight, and I will say that I acquitted myself. I think I did fine here. Frankly, I got a really good score against a pretty gross defense. I would say in the next one I did a little bit better, even. Though my opponent is also an efficiency player, and I won't say what the final results are, because that's not what we do. One way or another, guys. Just gotta keep improving. Hate losing right out the gate, though. Thank you all so much for watching, and remember that in all things, Xaereth prevails. We're gonna figure this 3v3 thing out, guys. Hopefully this season. We'll see.